Howdy guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk all things investing in real estate and buying and selling. So today's topic, I wanted to talk just a little bit about HOAs, homeowners associations, and CC&Rs, so covenants, conditions, and restrictions. So a lot of people come to Alaska or move out to the valley because they don't want somebody telling them what to do, which makes sense. They don't want neighbors telling them what color they can paint their house or how often they need to mow their lawn or what pets to have. Most of them are surprised to learn that most of our subdivisions out here do have some sort of restrictions. CC&Rs, the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, are on most neighborhoods in most areas of the country, and they're basic rules outline of what you can and can't do, but they're generally not as strict as like an active homeowners association. The CC&Rs travel with the property, means if one seller sells the property, they stay with the property, and the new buyer has to abide by those rules. And they're usually fairly vague, or at least in our area they're fairly vague, and they're not necessarily enforced, but that doesn't mean that they're not enforceable. So for instance, a huge amount of the CC&Rs here in our area where I sell a lot of homes will have limitations on pets. Well, Alaskans don't really like that or abide by that, and so the rules might have said when the neighborhood was subdivided 20 years ago that you can't have more than 2 or 3 dogs. What I advise my clients, I can't advise them that those aren't enforceable because they could potentially be enforced. I say to drive through the neighborhood and look around and look at the covenants. If the neighbors are following it to a certain extent, that's probably the extent that you should do that too. So if it says no horses and there's no horses in the neighborhood, wouldn't be a good idea to get horses. But if it says no horses and no more than 2 dogs, and you drive through the neighborhood and there's farms all over and nobody's really following the rules, it's a lot less likely to be enforced. The reason people do the CC&Rs in the beginning is because if you're subdividing up a big piece of land, you might be able to sell the land for more to people who want to build nice homes, knowing that maybe there aren't mobile homes allowed, maybe there aren't dog teams allowed, which are not uncommon in our area. Well, if you don't want to live next to a dog team, you'd buy in a neighborhood that doesn't allow that. If you don't want to live in an area with a bunch of horses, you can buy in those areas. The homeowners association is usually a little bit more strict, but again, they've got rules that they're going to be following, usually the CC&Rs, and the homeowners association is going to be a little bit more potential enforcement, and they might even charge for some of what they supply. So here in the valley, we don't have a lot of active HOAs, and when they are, a lot of them are actually really small. Some of them charge money and will supply certain services. There's a few around the area that actually pay for the electricity for a few street lights. Since we're a more rural area, we don't have street lights all over, so there's some HOAs that have like a $25 a year bill, and it puts a street light over where the bus stop is for the kids. So just because it's an HOA doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to be telling you how to paint your house and when to mow your lawn. So if you're looking at a house and you're thinking, I don't want anything to do with an HOA, but you like the house, look into it a little bit more, see if it's actually going to be a problem or if it's something you can live with, because most of the time the idea of an HOA, most people just in our area not interested, but if you really look at what they do and what it costs, might be surprised that it's not that bad. And if it is, then you can move on, because there are more strict HOAs out here too. And of course you're going to find totally different things in different areas, whether you're in the valley or Anchorage or Miami. You're just going to want to know what you're signing up for when you buy the property, and then you won't be surprised later. Thanks for listening, and hope that helped. So please subscribe to our channel, like the video, leave us a comment. If you leave us a good question, we'll get back to you. We might even make a video about it. Really appreciate it. Thank you.